All right, you glorious bastards. Strap yourselves in for this deep dive.
Oh, yeah.
You want to know if Black Ops 6 is worth your hard-earned cash?
Let's find out.
We are gonna fucking dissect this thing.
All right.
Fair warning, though. This one's for mature audiences only.
Oh, God.
We're gonna be dropping F-bombs like it's a goddamn carpet bombing.
Sounds about right. Let's get into it.
You sent in your intel, the Black Ops 6 Steam page.
Okay.
And holy shit, these game pages are like reading a damn encyclopedia these days.
Yeah, I know, right?
But don't sweat it.
Don't sweat it.
We're here to cut through the bullshit and give you the need-to-know info you ready to dominate this weekend, or what?
Absolutely. And the reviews are a mixed bag, to say the least, so we'll be hitting the good, the bad, and the ugly head on.
Damn straight.
Right.
First things first.
Right.
Black Ops 6 is ditching the futuristic crap and taking us back to basics.
Okay.
Think single-player campaign, full-on multiplayer, and wait for it.
Wait for it.
Round-based zombies.
Oh, my gosh.
The holy grail, baby.
It's a return to the classic Black Ops formula, which is a welcome change for a lot of longtime fans.
I bet.
People have been clamoring for this for years.
Thank fuck for that. I was getting sick of all these fancy pants zombie modes. Give me the OG survival horror hordes of undead assholes to blast through.
Yeah.
And the sweet, sweet satisfaction of making it to round 50.
Yeah.
Oh, the memories.
The campaign is going full spy thriller this time around, early 90s post-Cold War world, a time of global uncertainty. The devs are really pushing the mind-bending narrative and gameplay unbound by rules of engagement. Think shady government agencies, double agents, the whole shebang.
So, like, clear and present danger meets sneakers, but with more face-melting explosions.
Boy!
Fuck yes. I'm already picturing myself rappelling down the Kremlin, dual-wielding silenced Uzis. This is going to be epic.
Well, the developers are promising a more cerebral experience than your typical action flick. They're hinting at moral ambiguities and psychological twists, which could make for a really compelling story.
Okay, interesting. All right, let's talk multiplayer. What kind of carnage are we working with here?
16 maps at launch.
Okay.
12 for your standard 6v6 mayhem and 4 smaller strike maps. For those who like their action close and personal, they're claiming best-in-class multiplayer. Which is a bold statement.
Yeah, and what about the elephant in the room, that goddamn skill-based matchmaking? Players are already pitching about getting stomped by sweats every other match.
Skill-based matchmaking, or SBMM, is a system that tries to match players with similar skill levels. The idea is to create fairer matches.
Right.
But it can also lead to situations where players feel like they're constantly fighting an uphill battle.
Right. And a lot of players are saying it's too aggressive in Black Ops 6. You know? You just want to unwind after a long day, blast some zombies, and suddenly you're getting quick-scoped by some 12-year-old prodigy who hasn't seen sunlight in 3 years.
Yeah. The SBMM implementation has been a point of contention in previous Call of Duty games, and it seems like it might be an issue again this time around. We've got some juicy details from those reviews that we'll break down later.
Speaking of juicy details, let's get to the good stuff.
Yeah.
Those glorious brain-splattering zombies.
Oh, yeah.
And more importantly, the feature that's going to save us all from throwing our controllers through the goddamn wall.
What's that?
The pause button.
Oh, thank God.
Yes, the goddamn pause button. Finally, I can take a piss without getting swarmed by a horde of flesh-eating bastards.
Finally.
Solo players rejoice.
You and me both.
We've got 2 launch maps to sink our teeth into both,
Yeah.
with that classic round-based gameplay that we know and love.
Sounds good.
Now, before we get to the nitty-gritty of the reviews, let's talk about the money grab elephant in the room. The Vault Edition. Is this shit actually worth it? Or is it just a pile of overpriced cosmetic crap?
Well, you do get the Black Cell Battle Pass, which comes with tier skips and a bunch of other goodies, some operator skins, and get this, a weapon camo that carries over to Modern Warfare 3rd A&D Warzone.
So basically, you're paying extra to look like a badass in 3 different games. Not bad, but let's be real. That base game price is already making my wallet cry. How much are we talking here?
The base game is running for $70, while the Vault Edition will set you back a cool $100.
All right, that's a decent chunk of change time to see if it's worth it. Let's dive into those Steam reviews and see what the players are saying about Black Ops 6, the good, the bad, and the downright ugly.
All right, good idea.
Let's start with a positive one. We have a Brazilian player who's absolutely gushing about the campaign, saying it's one of the longest and most emotionally impactful in years.
Wow.
Damn, that's high praise. Brazil knows how to party, so if they're saying the campaign is fire, it must be something special. Hit me with another one.
All right, let's see. All right, let's dig into some more of these Steam reviews and see what kind of intel we can extract from this battlefield of opinions.
Yeah, because right now it sounds like Black Ops 6 is teetering between a glorious comeback and a total dumpster fire.
Yeah.
Hopefully we can find some clarity in these player reviews.
Well, one thing that keeps popping up is praise for the multiplayer's movement.
Okay.
Players are saying it feels incredibly smooth and responsive, which is crucial for a fast-paced shooter like this.
Yeah, nobody wants to feel like they're wading through molasses while trying to outmaneuver some trigger-happy 12-year-old. Smooth movement is key for those clutch plays.
Absolutely. And speaking of satisfying gameplay, another player highlighted the weapon variety and customization options.
Oh, yeah?
They said each gun feels unique and packs a punch,
Nice.
which is a good sign that Treyarch put some love into the weapon design.
Okay, I'm starting to get a little hyped.
Oh.
I'm a sucker for a good arsenal. And nothing beats the feeling of finding that perfect loadout that just clicks. What about those maps, though? We saw some complaints about the map design earlier.
Yeah, unfortunately, the map design seems to be a bit of a mixed bag. Some players are loving the intricate layouts and verticality, while others are finding the maps too chaotic and cramped, leading to those frustrating spawn-killing situations.
Spawn killing, the bane of every online shooter. It's like getting a wedgie from the Grim Reaper. Not cool, man. Not cool. Anything about the zombies maps, though, those are usually a highlight.
Oh yeah, the zombies maps are getting a lot. One player described them as phenomenal, with tons of secrets to uncover and Easter eggs to hunt for.
Yeah.
Apparently, the new perk system adds a whole new layer of strategy to the gameplay, too.
New perks. Now you're talking. I'm always down for some new ways to survive the zombie apocalypse. What kind of perks are we talking about here? Give me the juicy detail.
Unfortunately, the reviews didn't go into specifics about the new perks.
Oh, man.
It sounds like Treyarch is keeping those details under wraps for now.
Damn, that's a tease. All right, what about the story? We know it's a spy thriller set in the 90s, but is it actually any good?
Oh, one reviewer said the story blue balls you at the end, which is kind of a running theme with Call of Duty campaigns. They love to leave you hanging for the next installment.
Ugh, classic Call of Duty. Always got to leave us wanting more. But hey, if the ride is entertaining, I can forgive a cheesy cliffhanger ending. What about the overall tone of the campaign? Is it dark and gritty or more over-the-top action hero stuff?
It sounds like they're aiming for a balance between the two. One reviewer mentioned some intense emotional moments.
Okay.
But it's also sprinkled with those classic Call of Duty one-liners and action movie tropes.
So basically, it's a Call of Duty campaign through and through, big explosions, cheesy dialogue, and a story that's just convoluted enough to keep you guessing.
Pretty much. But hey, at least we can pause the zombies mode now. That's a win in my book.
It's the little victories that keep us going in this crazy world.
Yeah.
But let's be real for a second. This game is apparently a buggy mess. We've got complaints about constant restarts, server disconnects, and even full-on crashes. That's not exactly a recipe for a smooth gaming experience.
Yeah, the technical issues are a major red flag. It sounds like Treyarch might have rushed this one out the door without proper testing. Hopefully they'll iron out those wrinkles with some patches, but for now, it's a gamble.
A gamble that'll cost you a cool $70 or $100 if you want to splurge for the Give Us All Your Money Vault Edition.
It's kind of ironic, isn't it? This game is trying to recapture the magic of the classic Black Ops games, but back then we didn't have to deal with all these technical headaches and microtransaction bullshit.
Those were simpler times. You popped in the disc and you played no day one patches, no season passes, no always online requirements, just pure unadulterated gaming goodness.
I know, right? It's almost like the gaming industry has forgotten how to make a complete game without nickel and diming us to death.
Maybe there's still a sliver of that old school magic left in Black Ops 6, buried somewhere beneath all the bugs and microtransactions. We can hope.
We can always hope now before we descend further into the depths of gamer cynicism. Let's talk about something a little more practical. Can your PC even handle the demands of Black Ops 6? Let's talk system requirements.
Yeah, good point. Not everyone's rocking a NASA supercomputer. Let's break it down for the common folk.
All right, if your PC is powered by hamsters running on tiny wheels, you might be out of luck. The minimum specs are calling for an AMD Ryzen 5 1400 or Intel Core i5-6600 processor, 8 GB of RAM, and an AMD Radeon RX 470 or NVIDIA GeForce GTX 960 graphics card.
So if your PC is older than 5 years, you're going to need an upgrade if you want to even think about running this thing, and those are just the minimum specs.
Exactly. For recommended specs, they're bumping it up to a Ryzen 5 1600X or Intel Core i7 6700K processor, 12 GB of RAM, and a Radeon RX 6600 XT or GeForce GTX 1080 Ti RTX 3060 graphics card.
Jeez, those are some hefty requirements. My PC is practically sweating just hearing those specs. I mean, I get it, pushing the graphical boundaries and all that, but come on, not everyone can afford to drop $1,000 on a new graphics card every year.
If you're on the fence about whether your rig can handle it, don't worry, there are a ton of resources out there to help you optimize your settings. We'll make sure to link to some in the show notes.
Sweet. All right, I think we've covered a good chunk of information here.
Yeah.
What do you say we take a breather, grab a beer, and come back for the final part of this deep dive? All right, let's wrap up this wild ride through the world of Black Ops 6. My brain feels like it's been through a meat grinder after all that.
Yeah, a lot to process, for sure. Black Ops 6 is a game of contradictions, isn't it?
I mean,
You've got this solid foundation with the classic zombies mode,
yeah.
potentially gripping spy thriller campaign, and
Yeah.
that smooth as butter multiplayer movement that people are raving about.
But then you've got this mountain of bullshit piled on top.
Oh yeah, what's that?
The bugs, the always online requirement,
Yeah.
the aggressive SBMM,
Uh-huh.
the AI-generated art. It's like they took a perfectly good steak and drowned it in ketchup and sprinkles.
Yeah, it's a shame because there's a glimmer of potential here.
Yeah.
Like a diamond hidden in a pile of shit. That pause button for zombies alone is a game changer for solo players like us, and who knows, maybe Treyarch will actually listen to the feedback and address some of these issues in future updates.
Yeah, maybe. But this is Activision we're talking about. They're more likely to release a new $20 skin pack than fix a game-breaking bug. It's all about those microtransactions, baby.
True, but let's not forget that there's a massive fan base out there who are going to eat this up, bugs. And for some people, it's not about the polish or the innovation.
Right.
It's about that familiar Call of Duty gameplay loop, that satisfying gunplay, the adrenaline rush of a kill streak, the thrill of surviving a high-round zombies match.
Yeah, I get it. There's a certain magic to it, that feeling of camaraderie when you're trash-talking with your buddies, all right, online coordinating strategies and clutching that impossible victory. That's what keeps people coming back for more.
Exactly. And for those players, Black Ops 6 might just scratch that itch, but for everyone else, it's a tougher sell, especially at that price point.
Yeah, $70 for a boogie unfinished game, that's a tough pill to swallow. I'd rather wait for a sale or, spend my money on something that doesn't make me want to hurl my controller through the TV.
Yeah, I think that's a wise move. At the end of the day, it's your money, and you should spend it on games that bring you joy, not frustration.
Damn straight.
Nah.
So, final verdicts. Should our listener dive into Black Ops 6 or steer clear for now? What's the bottom line?
I think it comes down to your priorities and expectations.
Yeah.
If you're a diehard Call of Duty fan who can overlook some technical hiccups and questionable design choices, then you might find something to enjoy here. You'll probably have a blast with the classic zombies mode and the fast-paced multiplayer action. But if you're looking for a polished, innovative, and frustration-free gaming experience, you might want to wait and see how things unfold. Give it a few months, let Treyarch iron out the bugs, and see how the community reacts.
Solid advice. And on that note, I think it's time to wrap up this deep dive into the chaotic world of Black Ops 6. We've covered it all, from the highs of that glorious pause button to the lows of always online campaigns and microtransaction madness.
Absolutely.
Hopefully we've given our listener enough information to make an informed decision.
Yeah, we did our best.
At the end of the day, the choice is yours, my friend. To dive in headfirst or to wait it out on the sidelines. It's your call. Just remember to keep it real, keep it fun, and keep blasting those zombie brains. Until next time, peace out.